One of the most important skills you can learn on a healing journey is learning how to validate yourself so that you stop seeking it in other people. And the number one mistake I see my clients making when we go through exercise on learning how to validate yourself is not telling yourself, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. In fact, we often do inner child work, which is where most of our attachment styles and our nervous system dysfunction stems from. And we do this kind of reparenting exercise where you go back and you actually help the little child who's going through a hard time. And a lot of them, almost 99% of clients say, it's okay. They tell their inner child, it's okay. I don't know about you. Have you ever been really upset about something and somebody says it's okay and you actually believe them? No, your nervous system's saying it's anything but okay. So validating yourself is not telling yourself it's okay. Validating yourself, think about it. What is it that you actually want to hear from somebody else when you're validating? Let's just say you're out dating, right? Or you're with a partner and you want validation. You're not conscious of like, yes, I want validation, but you're seeking validation. You have these behaviors of seeking validation, whether you're acting out, whether you have a strong emotion towards something, whether you're trying to be super flirty and fun, you're looking for some form of validation. Validation is not bad. It's natural. We all want it. But I want you to think about what is it that your ideal desired response from them is, and can you give that to yourself? So I'll give you an example. I used to date somebody who lived about 2.5 hours away from me, and I would drive there every week to go down there. That was a decision we both made. It wasn't like I was making extra effort. That was the decision we both made for various reasons. And I would get so excited on the drive down there and build it up in my head, like couldn't wait to see him because it had been a week since we had seen each other. And I was really excited to get there. And when I get there, I had my dog with me, and he would get my dog out of the car and go take it in the backyard to go to the bathroom, which is fine and all, but then there was very little, it was like a quick hug, but it was like more focused on the dog going to the bathroom than it was what I wanted was me being celebrated for the effort, because I had built up the reunion of us the entire 2.5 hour drive. And so that felt invalidating, that I had this expectation in my head of how I wanted to almost be celebrated in a sense for the effort I was making. And I didn't feel like I was celebrated. And so this is where I started to learn of like, what is this mirroring back to me? If I wanted validation from him, yes, I need to ask for it, right? Can you at least pause and give me a big hug and a kiss and say, thank you for coming down here? That would mean a lot to me. And also, am I celebrating myself for the efforts that I'm making, for how I'm going above and beyond in a relationship because I want to, not because I'm required to or trying to manipulate the situation to get a reaction out of him? But am I validating myself and really honoring myself for the effort I'm making trying to make this relationship work? And the truth of the matter, I wasn't. So I was seeking him to meet that need for me rather than celebrating myself for my choices and the effort I was putting in this relationship. This also really works effectively when you've had trauma, to go back, preferably with a coach or a therapist who is familiar with traumatic situations and knows how to work somebody through that, to validate the part of you that was freaked the fuck out, that knew it wasn't okay, and to reparent them or re-guide them in hindsight, right? You are the logical version of you now who knows what happens after, to go back to that version of you that was experiencing the trauma to be able to protect them in that moment. Now, you couldn't go back and do that, right? We can't go back and relive the past, but your nervous system is looking for resolution to protect you from that situation happening again. However, you're not in that situation. So a lot of those protective mechanisms have their place to keep you safe, but also kind of start to create a lot of chaos and dysfunction in your life currently. And so part of trauma healing, whether it's big T trauma or little t trauma, is being able to go back and make peace with the situation that happened. And oftentimes that means that we also give hope to the version of us that was in that traumatic experience. And we learn how to regulate the emotions from the memory of that experience, because that's why we remember things, is there's strong emotions tied to it. And when we can work to lower those emotions, when we can learn to process those emotions in a healthy, safe way, those emotions aren't as strong and they don't drive our decisions now. We can start to make peace with the past, have acceptance of the past rather than resistance to it, and recognize that we have learned from that and we have grown from that and we have evolved from that, and we're going to have a better future. It is a lot of really subtle work with emotional and nervous system regulation to help heal things like traumatic past, whether it was big T trauma, the obvious ones, or little T trauma, like your dad not saying he's proud of you after a championship game, whatever that is for you. And hey, my name's Tara and I'm on a mission to create a self-aware army. It's lonely in these self-aware streets. And if you want, let me know in the comments, what is it you seek the validation for most? That you're enough, that you're not too much, that you're beautiful, that you're deserving of love? What is it your body craves validation for?